There's that after hours on Apple. That's that knee-jerk reaction. But let me tell you something. That is where we sold short up there, and we're going to take another short because Apple Computer must come down. It was already up 4.55 ratio senior MMTs as you're listening on the other system there. And the new MMTs in this group here is that I will share a number with people on Apple. They see Q3 EPS of 503 versus 525. That 525 is, buddy, they're not clocking. They're not clocking.
Yep.
They're not clocking. That guidance is lower than Reuters' guidance. So let it be known. And the thing about it is, everything has a headline, everything has a knee jerk. And hey, Tommy, type it back. Yeah, take it down. Would you hit it on an uptick of, all right, 350.75? Keep it tight. So that's the short side. So the guidance on Apple, I'm going to repeat it one more time. EPS of 503 versus 5.25. Thomas Reuters consensus. They see revs of about 23 billion versus 23.83 billion. Reuters consensus. They're light on the revenue side. They're light 23 billion versus 23.8. So they're light there. 503 versus 525. They're light there. And the thing about it is, we're going to add to the top end of the short. We'll keep a stop and re-entries. That is not a good report, if you ask me. So I'm going to be selling short into it, as we've already taken the short once. We covered. We took a short over here, and we may have to cover. So let's see if we can add to the short up in here. The guidances are not good to me. So, you know, the thing about it is, we're going to take another crack on this volatility as they move that thing back up. So we're stopped out right there on that one. We're going to go back up toward the highs here and see if they can run that up there, and we can zap this thing down. The earnings and the guidances do not warrant me to hold this long overnight for any reason. It more warrants me to hold a short overnight sometime throughout this live trading video, because they popped this thing back up to the hype. It's all the people scrambling on the short side to get out. And then you got people selling. Then you got people chasing it because it's Apple. And they're just hitting the buy and sell trigger and after hours. And we're going to take advantage of when this comes up on our next entry. So short one up at the high. We came down out right about there. Short right over in this drop. And then happened to come out. So it's not like we lost money there. But we are going to look at another opportunity. I just told everyone what the earnings report was, and we'll talk more about what the guidance is. I just talked about that. They're lower on the guidance end. Okay, yes, they executed well and they did every well, but I can tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, those earnings or those revenues, whether they're sandbagging them like they do a lot of times, we're just taking the shorts back up here at the highs because it's just price action volatility on entries and exits for us, long and short. It doesn't matter. It's just a pure habit. We'll go over the why it has to go down further and what after hours price action volatility is on a headline knee-jerk reaction to the numbers, and then where the bigger money comes in and sells it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so that's the report. That's so far the trade action. I said something about the earnings in it. It's a nice short, taking it back up at the high there. That's exactly what we're doing live. That's exactly what we'll do. We'll cover it again. We'll keep a profit on it. You know, there'll be plenty of more trades after hours.